Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're doing well today. I've got a pale ale to review for you this time around, and it is from Track Brewery, who are based up in Manchester, and this is their Sonoma pale ale, coming in at 3.8% ABV. There is the artwork, nice use of colour on the can wrap to this one, very nice indeed. Track really got a fantastic reputation for themselves. Yeah, barley, wheat, hops, yeast, water. I picked this one up in, where did I get this one? I got this in Mad Squirrel, actually. I was in the Mad Squirrel tap room a week or so ago, and I wanted a few takeaways. Picked up a few Mad Squirrel takeaways, and they also do guest beers for taking away as well, and this just happened to be in there. And I hadn't had the Sonoma for ages, so yeah, like I say, I've had this beer a couple of times before, never reviewed it. So I thought I'd get this this one out, get it reviewed. 3.8% ABV, no flavour text on the can to speak of. A little bit about the brewery on the back. But yeah, contains barley wheat, so it's got your allergy advice there. Brewed and canned and poured. Track Brewing Co., Unit 18, Piccadilly Trading Estate in Manchester. So yeah, and they are on all your socials, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Vegan friendly apparently. So anyway, let's quit waffling. Get it out of his can, into a glass. See what it's all about. Loads of smoke on the opening of this can. And it's certainly a pale ale in colour. And this can is developing a hell of a head already. Look, it's a gentle pour. Now this can's been knocked about a bit, or what, but yeah, give that a bit of a dink. But yeah, certainly pale, hazy, amber coloured beer, good carbonation on it. I mean, if I wriggle it around, you might see like a tornado of carbonation rushing up the middle of it. As it is, it's very carbonated, this one. Rolling it around, I can see the bubbles chasing it around. I can actually make out a tornado of carbonation rushing up the middle of the glass. So we're dealing with a 3-finger, slightly creamy looking white head, but a lovely hazy gold looking pale ale. Let's get me snouting through this huge head, see what aroma we're getting. Oh, smells great. It's very citrus forward, lots of grapefruit, lime, touch of lemon, and there's a bit of mango. It's very citrus heavy, it's very grapefruit heavy, this one, I will say. If you're not into sort of your grapefruit aromas and grapefruit flavours, this might put you off in the early goings. But it smells really inviting, so I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers. Oh, it's good. Oh, that's a lovely pale ale. That really is a lovely pale ale. Every time I drink this, I always think to myself, I wish I'd buy more. It's juicy. Getting orange on the palate. Like fresh orange juice. Zesty orange juice. The grapefruit is there on the palate, but not as up front as it is in the aroma. There's a lovely balance to it. And there's a nice bitterness at the back end as well. Subtle, but it's there. But the whole palate is coated in orange, grapefruit, big citrus zesty flavours, a bit of lemon, a bit of lime, that subtle bit of mango that was getting on the aroma seems to have died down a bit now. I think zesty is definitely the word to sum up this pale. It's one of those beers where it's an ABV that's just starting to become, in my opinion, like a magic number for pale ales. literally in the last 18 months, I've drunk pale ales from Mad Squirrel, Verdant, and this one. And they have been like standout beers. They're beers that I remember, the beers I want to go back to. Last year, my beer of the year was Verdant's People, Money, Space, Time. And I believe that was also a 3.8% ABV pale ale. The flavour, the way it was hopped, the body to it, that for me was it's a brewing masterpiece. And you can brew a beer with that little ABV, but pack that much flavour into it and get the body right with the malts. Just make it a really satisfying, really fulfilling beer, but have a low ABV to it. That is brewing done properly. It's clever stuff. And this is another example of that. I feel like breweries are going in that direction. They're trying to get these kind of big hoppy flavoured beers, but without the big sort of ABV. Excuse me. It's gassy, I'll give you that. But now I've just poured the rest of it into the glass. I'm getting that orange on the aroma now. And it smells like proper ripe, strong sort of Tropicana, like orange juice, you know. It's fruity. It's becoming fruity on the nose. It's honestly, it's quite a standout orangey, grapefruity flavour now. My friend Simon always describes it as blood orange, fleshy blood orange. I think if he has this one, he'll be all over the fleshy blood orange on this one. I think I know what he means. It's definitely like a sweet, zesty orange flavour with this. Grapefruit kind of balances it out. So there's like a zesty sweetness of orange, and then there's like more of a bitter, almost like a piney touch that you get from the grapefruit. There is a bit of lemon, a bit of lime there. A lovely use of the malts, which give it quite a considerable body without it being too gloopy, too thick. I think there's wheat in it. Yes, there is wheat. No, there is. Yeah, there is wheat. Okay, mad. Double checking. There is wheat in the brew, so it's substantial on the palate without being too thick, without being gloopy or sort of cloying. It's very drinkable. It's lovely and smooth, lovely and fruity. Yeah, gloriously refreshing. That really is good. And then on the back end, it's just that bitter, citrusy finish to it. And it just lingers for a little while, right at the back of the tongue. Back of the tongue there. But the rest of your palate is still coated with that citrus, that orange, that grapefruit sweetness. It's a belter. Like I say, I've had it on keg a couple of times. I've always really enjoyed it. But it seems very rare I get it on keg rate in my neck of the woods. So whenever I see it, I tend to pick up a can. So I'm glad I finally reviewed it. So Sonoma by Track, their pale ale. It's their flagship pale ale. It's an absolute belter. It really is a cracking beer. I do encourage everyone to go out and try that one if you can. It is a fantastic beer. More of a summer beer. I think we're getting into sort of middle of October now. It's getting a bit chillier out there. The trees are turning, leaves are starting to drop. I'm certainly going to be heading more towards my kind of ales and darker beers now. I'm definitely a seasonal drinker. But if it's suddenly racked up again in the temperature wise, that would be one of those perfect summer spring beers, you know. It's a lovely beer. Sonoma Track. I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. It's a cracking beer. Hope you've enjoyed the review. I've certainly enjoyed doing it. Give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. Until my next one, you take care.